Let's be honest. When a woman meets a man she finds truly attractive, she doesn't act as calm and collected as she'd like to pretend. She might play it cool, but inside, everything changes. Her tone, her body language, even the way she laughs, it all shifts. And here's the truth most women won't admit. The more a woman is drawn to a man, the more her behavior becomes a mix of curiosity, nervousness, and control. She's not as mysterious as you think. She's just hiding how affected she really is. See, attraction for women isn't just about looks. It's about energy. When a man carries himself with quiet confidence, when he's not trying too hard, when he's present without needing validation, that's when women lose composure internally. You might notice small clues, like she fidgets with her hair, looks away when you hold eye contact, or tries to say something witty but stumbles a little. These aren't coincidences. They're signs she's trying to manage how much she feels drawn to you. But here's the problem. Most men misread these signals. Some think she's not interested because she acts distant. Others overreact when she acts too friendly, assuming she's head over heels. The truth sits somewhere in between. Women act differently around men they find attractive. And once you understand what those behaviors really mean, you'll stop chasing unnecessary validation and start reading her energy with confidence. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how women act around an attractive man and what those actions actually mean. I'll show you the small things women do when they're intrigued, the subtle ways they test you without realizing it, and how their attraction can quickly fade if you respond the wrong way. Because once you understand what's really happening, you won't just know when a woman likes you, you'll know how to keep her attraction growing effortlessly. 1. She acts confident, but her body gives her away. Here's something most men never notice. When a woman finds a man attractive, she often overcompensates. She puts on this little performance of confidence. She straightens her back, her tone becomes controlled, her words more deliberate. She wants to look like she's in charge of herself, like she's not fazed. But her body, it tells a completely different story. If you've ever talked to a woman who seemed calm but couldn't stop adjusting her hair, touching her jewelry, or playing with her nails, that's her nervous system reacting. It's not just fidgeting, it's her body trying to release energy. Attraction makes her uncomfortable, not because it's bad, but because it makes her feel vulnerable. Women aren't used to losing control of how they feel, and when they sense that pull toward a man, they try to regain that control through appearance, by looking composed. But men who are confident can read beyond that surface. The woman who's acting confident isn't rejecting you. She's protecting herself. Her guard is up because she feels something, and the more she feels, the more she'll want to manage it. That's why sometimes a woman will talk a lot around you to fill the silence, or she'll make quick eye contact and then look away like she's too busy. It's not about disinterest, it's about emotional regulation. There's also this shift in her voice. When a woman is around a man she's not attracted to, she speaks naturally, casually, even carelessly. But when she's around a man she does find attractive, her tone either softens unconsciously or she becomes more measured, like she's trying not to say something that gives her away. And here's the secret. Women aren't great at hiding attraction. They're great at pretending they're not nervous. There's a difference. If she's calm, confident, and collected, too much so, that might actually be her attraction showing. The more she tries to appear unaffected, the more likely she's affected. So, when you notice a woman doing these things, don't overthink it. Don't start mirroring her anxiety or trying to impress her more. The key is to stay centered. Smile when she gets flustered. Maintain your tone. Hold eye contact just a little longer than she expects. Because that's what deepens her curiosity. when she realizes you're not the one losing balance. 2. The power struggle begins. She wants you, but she won't show it. Here's where things get tricky. When a woman is around a man she finds attractive, there's always a quiet battle happening inside her. The pull of desire versus the fear of losing control. It's not about games, it's about emotion. She wants to feel that spark, but she doesn't want to feel like she's the only one feeling it. So she starts this little power struggle, subtle, emotional, and often unconscious. Most women won't openly chase a man they find attractive. Why? Because attraction puts them in a vulnerable position, and vulnerability feels risky. If she shows too much interest, she worries you'll lose interest. If she holds back too much, she fears you might not notice her at all. So, she tries to walk this fine line, just enough attention to stay on your radar, but not enough to expose her feelings. That's the push and pull you often sense. You'll see it in her behavior. One day she's warm and engaging. The next she's distant or teasing. It's not random, it's emotional balance control. She's trying to see if your confidence depends on her response. If it does, she'll pull back. But if it doesn't, she'll lean in emotionally, even if she doesn't say it outright. This power struggle isn't about manipulation. It's about curiosity. She wants to see how you react when you're challenged. She wants to feel your strength without you having to prove it. The moment she feels you're seeking her approval or validation, the attraction begins to drop. But when she senses that you're unbothered, that you're okay whether she engages or not, that's when she feels safe enough to soften. Men often misread this stage and start chasing harder, thinking she's losing interest. But in reality, she's testing your emotional steadiness. If you stay calm and consistent, not cold, just steady, she'll interpret that as confidence. And for women, confidence is the real form of dominance. It's not about controlling her. It's about controlling yourself. 3. Why women test attractive men and what it really means. Let's clear something up. When a woman tests a man, it's not because she enjoys playing games, it's because she wants to feel something real. Most men take women's tests as rejection or disrespect, but that's not what's happening. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she wants to know whether her attraction is safe. She wants to know if the man who caught her attention can actually handle her emotions, her moods, and her complexity, or if he'll crumble under pressure like everyone else. So, she tests you, not because she's cruel, but because she's curious. Sometimes that test is subtle. She might tease you, ignore your message for a bit, or ask a slightly challenging question just to see how you respond. Other times, it's emotional. She might go quiet when you expected warmth, or suddenly act less interested after being flirty before. But underneath that, she's watching. She wants to see if you'll get reactive, if you'll try to chase her validation, or if you'll stay calm and collected. Here's what most men don't realize. A woman's test is never about the surface issue. It's not about whether you texted back fast enough or whether you complimented her enough. It's about emotional stability. She's measuring your internal strength, the energy that makes her feel safe to be feminine. If you stay grounded when she's moody, if you can keep your tone relaxed when she's pushing your buttons, if you don't lose your balance when she seems unpredictable, she'll feel a shift. She'll start to trust your energy. And that's when real attraction deepens. Because now, you're not just physically attractive. You've proven you're emotionally strong too. But if you react, if you start over-explaining yourself, getting defensive, or trying to win her back, she instantly knows your confidence is surface level. And for women, that's the biggest turn-off. You might look good, talk smooth, and dress well. But if you can't emotionally hold your ground, she'll sense it right away. Testing isn't about mind games, it's about instinct. Women don't even think about it consciously most of the time. They just want to feel that the man they're drawn to is centered enough to lead without control, to care without chasing, and to stay calm even when she's unpredictable. 4. How her energy changes. When she sees you as that guy. Every woman has a certain shift in energy when she sees a man who stands out, not just physically, but energetically. You've probably seen it before, even if you didn't realize what you were witnessing. When she sees that guy, the man she subconsciously views as powerful, grounded, and hard to read, everything about her vibe changes. Her tone softens, her movements slow down slightly, and there's a subtle attentiveness in how she interacts. It's like her feminine energy wakes up. Here's the thing. Women respond to energy before they respond to words. You could say all the right things, but if your presence feels uncertain or needy, she'll sense it instantly. On the other hand, when your energy says, "I don't need to prove myself," she feels it, and she adjusts. Women are emotionally intuitive. They can read confidence faster than men can express it. When a woman sees you as that guy, her behavior becomes less casual. She's more aware of how she comes across. She might act a little more composed, her laughter a little more selective, her words more careful. This isn't calculation, it's instinct. She's positioning herself in your presence because she subconsciously sees you as a man who has options, a man who doesn't chase, and a man she doesn't want to misstep around. This shift also shows in the kind of effort she gives. If she used to respond slowly to messages, suddenly she replies faster. If she used to be short with her answers, now she's more engaging. She might downplay her interest verbally, but her consistency gives her away. Women don't invest time and emotional energy into men they don't respect. When she starts mirroring your energy, matching your pace, aligning with your tone, that's her way of trying to stay connected without appearing too obvious. 5. When she can't stop thinking about you. Here's how it shows. When a woman can't stop thinking about a man, it doesn't always look the way you expect. She won't always text you non-stop or tell you directly that she misses you. In fact, the more she's into you, the more she'll try not to show it. But her actions, her little inconsistencies, always give her away. You'll notice it in the way she stays connected, even when she pretends she's busy. She might watch your stories but not comment. She might accidentally like an old post, then quickly unlike it. She'll pop up with a random message, pretending it's casual, like, "Hey, did you see that movie yet?" But what she's really doing is checking if you're still emotionally available to her. When a woman is constantly thinking about a man, she'll start imagining him in her daily life. That's when the curiosity becomes emotional attachment. She starts wondering what you're doing, who you're with, what kind of women you attract. If she's genuinely drawn to your energy, that curiosity starts to bother her, because it feels like you have power over her thoughts. That's when she tries to take some control back by acting more distant. There's always this inner conflict happening. She wants to be around you, but she doesn't want to appear too eager. So, she starts doing small things to stay in your orbit, reacting to something you post, asking mutual friends about you, or finding small excuses to reach out. If she's trying to suppress her feelings, it usually makes her more inconsistent. She might seem cold one moment and warm the next. That emotional back and forth isn't confusion, it's attraction she's trying to manage. Let's be real. Every woman has had that moment where she can't stop checking her phone, waiting for a specific name to pop up. That's the point when she's emotionally invested, even if she hasn't admitted it to herself. And if you stay calm during that stage, if you don't rush, don't over-pursue, don't start matching her uncertainty, you actually become more magnetic to her. Because now she realizes she's the one who's wondering about you. There's something deeply feminine about wanting to feel drawn to a man who doesn't demand attention. It's not about you being unavailable. It's about you being grounded, She's attracted to that sense of control, that you're not pulled around by her moods or her silence. 6. What makes her pull back, even when she's into you? Here's something that confuses most men. A woman can be deeply attracted to you and still pull away. She can feel chemistry, connection, and curiosity. And yet suddenly, she starts to act distant. It doesn't always mean she's losing interest. In most cases, it means she's feeling too much too soon, and her emotions are making her uncomfortable. Women pull back when attraction starts to threaten their emotional control. When she realizes you're affecting her mood, her thoughts, or her sense of power, she'll instinctively slow things down. It's self-protection. She's not doing it to punish you. She's doing it to keep herself from getting hurt. Think of it like this. Her heart is accelerating, and her mind is trying to hit the brakes. Sometimes, this happens right after intimacy, not necessarily physical, but emotional intimacy. When she starts to feel safe with you, when she starts to trust your energy, that's when fear shows up. Fear of attachment, fear of being vulnerable, fear that she might like you more than you like her. So she creates distance, not because she's done, but because she needs space to process what she's feeling. This is why chasing or pushing harder at that point always backfires. The moment she pulls back, most men panic. They think they're losing her, so they start over-communicating, explaining, reassuring. But from a woman's perspective, that sudden need for clarity feels like pressure. Instead of calming her down, it confirms her fear that you're too emotionally invested too soon, and that makes her retreat even more. What actually works is the opposite. Stillness. When she pulls back, your calmness tells her she's safe to come back when she's ready. Your silence doesn't punish her. It reassures her that she's not responsible for managing your emotions. That's what builds trust. She'll come back when she feels that the connection isn't controlling her. Another reason women pull back is curiosity. She wants to see how you react without her presence. Will you stay the same? Will your energy drop? Will you start chasing validation elsewhere? She's observing whether your attraction to her defines you or whether you remain consistent with or without her attention. So when she takes that step back, don't chase. Observe. Keep your energy exactly the same. Go live your life. Stay confident. Stay grounded. Because the truth is, women always circle back to the energy that made them feel safe, challenged, and intrigued in the first place. 7. The truth. Attraction isn't about looks. It's about how you make her feel. Here's the raw truth that most men still don't understand. Physical attraction might catch a woman's attention, but it never holds it. What really makes her fall, what keeps her thinking about you when you're not around, is how she feels in your presence. That's it. Attraction is emotional, not visual. It's not about being perfect. It's about how your energy makes her feel when she's with you. You could be the best-looking man in the room, but if your presence feels insecure, restless, or desperate, she'll feel it, and her attraction will fade fast. But if you walk in calm, grounded, and fully present, she'll sense something different. Women notice the feeling they get around a man before anything else. If she feels safe, curious, and slightly challenged, you've already separated yourself from most men she meets. When a woman says a man is attractive, she's rarely just talking about appearance. She's describing the experience of being around him, his tone, his body language, his control of himself. The man who can make her feel emotionally steady and intrigued at the same time. That's the man she can't forget. The reason so many women lose interest after a few dates isn't because the man wasn't good-looking enough. It's because his energy changed. He stopped being the calm, centered man she first noticed and started seeking her approval instead. The moment she feels like she's leading the emotional connection, she loses polarity. and attraction fades. This is why confidence is so magnetic. True confidence doesn't shout, it doesn't beg for validation. It's quiet, steady, and consistent. It's the kind of presence that says, I'm good either way. That's what keeps her invested. The feeling that she's drawn to a man who isn't afraid to let her come and go, because he knows his value doesn't depend on her response. So, if you want to know what really makes women act differently around attractive men, it's not about jawlines or height. It's about stability. Emotional, mental, and energetic stability. That's the rare quality that makes a woman nervous in the best way. Because she can't manipulate calm confidence. She can only feel it. And that's what keeps her intrigued. Here's the hard truth, and I want you to really hear this. Women don't fall for men who try too hard to impress. They fall for men who make them feel something. Curiosity, safety, excitement, respect. It's not about how good you look, how much money you have, or how perfectly smooth your lines are. It's about your energy, your presence, and how you make her feel without even trying.